Right, okay then. Time to look at issue number 61, and the rest of the Gargant is here. So, this part of the Gargant sprue is best described, no other way to put it, as all the cool extras. Okay, now when I say this has got so many cool extras, you have got the ability not just to build this as a destruction Gargant, but built onto this you've got all of the chaos stuff as well. So basically, if you wanted to have a chaos Gargant, you've got things like hooves. You've got this horned head over here, and that's just to actually decide whether or not your Gargant's going to be basically mutated a bit due to the chaos, like chaotic energies, or if it's just going to be a regular Gargant. But even if you just do it as a regular Gargant, you've got a good 3 head options. So again, it's how you want to do it. There's so many little, well, they're not little either. There's huge numbers of so many interesting extras. You've got a cage, and these things are not just good for the Gargant. You can use so many of these extras for different, I suppose, to add to scenery if you wanted to. That it's definitely something amazing that you can do. There's so many different weapons. You've got bone clubs. You've got weapons all just kind of pieced together. You've got shields that you could just kind of put on the different parts of the arms. Bits of hair, bits of bones, barrels. You've got you can have him carrying someone who's screaming. You can have him carrying a screaming peasant. You can have him chasing a peasant. You've got a goat, just in case you need a goat. You've also got a cow, just to prove how well and truly massive this guy is. He can pick up a cow and carry it. And so, what else? Oh, we seem to have a what might be a halfling in a bag. Yeah, 2 halflings in a bag. I think that one is. I forgot how cool this is. You got like things like this, a gibbet, I think that is. You've got a spiked collar. You can see there's so many things that you can do to this. It's really about how you want to do it and how you want to use your imagination. I absolutely love this thing. So many choices. I wish I could just get I think if I could just get find an issue number 60 on its own, you could easily make 2 Gargants out of all of these extras, basically. So if you get two versions of issue 60, I think you should be able to build 2 Gargants with only one issue 61. So it's amazing what's on this sprue, and as I said in the last video, at the time that this came out, it was just unbelievable the amount of choices that you had. There's even one here where he's got a tombstone. I used that years ago when I made a zombie Gargant. Right, so let's have a look at the actual issue now. We've got a Stormcast with Dragon. And let's have a look what's going on inside, shall we? So, right, bit about the Realm of Fire, Ashki. So, a bit of lore about the Realm of Fire. And then we've got the how to paint the Gargant. So, on the how to paint the Gargant, you'll notice that they're kind of saying there's a lot of sub-assembly going on with it. That's probably a very good piece of advice. If you are going to put a lot of extra details on the Gargant, doing it all as sub-assembly is a very, well, it's a good idea. There's no other way to put it. It's also got a nice tutorial on how to get the flesh right. Flesh is difficult to get right. You know, painting something flesh coloured is easy. Making that flesh look natural is hard work. I know that from experience. I don't ever feel like I've ever perfected my flesh painting to a standard where I'm happy with it. So, you know, it's going to be good practice for me to do this Gargant and try and get shade and tone working on it. So yeah, there's a good guide on how to get this painted up. There's even a guide on how to do your cow. What else have we got here? Showing the way that the giant's been, the Gargant's been put together in patched clothes. One thing I would say is when you're painting something like this, depending on what faction you want to make your Gargant for, so if you've got, say, a faction that's, say, got a two-tone colour to its clothing, say yellow and black, then the patched work clothes that your Gargant would have, it's a good idea to use those colours on its clothes. And that way it kind of looks like they've desperately tried to dress it up in their colours. Right, what else have we got here? So, Order's tactics. So, Thundrick's Prophetess tactics and the Gunstruck Thunderous tactics. The War Scroll for the Gargant. Now, that is definitely going to be something massive. Let's have a look. So, I'm trying to have a look at this. So, it's kind of like got a damage table. So, I'm going to have to look into that. I think it's basically how much damage it can do and how it's affected. I'm going to assume. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it's got 12 wounds, the Gargant, and it looks like as it gets injured, those stats start to drop and it starts to struggle to use its weapons. Massive Club, Headbutt, and Mighty Kick, cool weaponry. Gargants have always had funny weaponry. There was also in Warhammer Fantasy, when a Gargant was killed, you had to roll to see which way it fell. There was a risk that it would squish your troops as it fell. Let's have a look. The Gargant can actually fall over in Age of Sigmar. Excellent. It can fall over while trying to run. Right. And then what have we got here? So, Flame and Fury Battle Pack. So this is different then, isn't it? So Battle Plan 1E. Flame. Welcome. So this is a battle pack. Oh, linked battles. Right. So this is giving us more structure, more of a story behind the battle, like a set of linked battles. That's quite. That again, that's be something to read through and try and understand how it works. Okay, so that's our issue 61. There's also an additional pullout in it, talking about the armies of Ashki. I have no idea how to say AQS. Akshi, I think that might be pronounced. And it's where we've got the Fire Slayers. We don't get any Fire Slayers with Stormbringer, but they are, without a doubt, quite cool. You know, just having an entire army of Slayers who are completely ruined up and obsessed with fire. What else have we got here? We've got the armies of Sigmar. Now, that's interesting. This here, up until this point, when we've seen Age of Sigmar the Free Guild militias, up until this point, I am convinced they've always been the old Warhammer Fantasy Battle Empire troops, the old world Empire. But while Stormbringer was running, they released the Free Guild militias. So that's actually new from my point. You know, they're the new Free Guild militia models. It makes me wonder if that might have originally shown something different and then later on they changed it. I'd be curious about that because, as I said, up until this point, they always showed the Empire troops. Right, we've got one of these lovely maps of a realm again. Great Parch. And a few little bits about it. So you know what, we've got a nice issue there, haven't we? We've got some lore, we've got you know, a few painting techniques in here, and we're starting to get the first part of a linked battle. So that's looking good so far. Gonna start moving on to issue number 62 now. Thanks for watching.